The Detroit Lions just had their draft, and we have a bunch of players on our team. We have close to 100 players on our team. We've got to get that down to 53, but it all happens at once, and that is after the last preseason game, but before the beginning of the season. And then after that, the practice squad is filled, and we are off to the season. And I think a lot of fan favorites, I think a lot of players that we've been accustomed to seeing are going to be cut. That's just what I believe. Okay? So Brad Behrman, shout out to Fansided, trying to get him on the show, man. But he didn't answer my tweet, okay? So maybe we can get him on the show. He is predicting the Lions 53-man roster. Now, we got a long time. We got mini camp. We got training camp. We got OTAs. We got all of that. And most importantly, the preseason. Before any of these decisions are made, but let's take a look at it. All right, so Brad Berryman, according to him and his prediction, here are our top 5 running backs. Shout out to you, Braylon. I see you, bro. Appreciate it. Says, I can see Starling Thomas making this team. That wouldn't surprise me if a couple of these guys make the team, man. These undrafted free agents. Running backs, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Mohamed Ibrahim, Craig Reynolds, and Jason Kabinda. So we're going to keep 4 running backs and a fullback. So that means that Justin Jefferson is out of there. Okay, so we got to make this a quick segment because we got to talk about all 53 people. I'm going to say Craig makes the cut. Kabinda could be cut because we didn't use a fullback a ton last year. I don't even know why we have one. I like fullbacks, but we didn't use a fullback. So I'm going to say I like that minus Kabinda, but because he's like the only fullback on the team, he might make it. Wide receivers. Now, this one is intriguing. And, wide receivers, we keep 6. I agree with that. St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones, Khalif Raymond. And number 6 is not Tom Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. It is our 7th round wide receiver out of North Carolina, Antoine Green. I actually could see that as well. I hope that if Tom Kennedy does not make this team, that some team picks him up. I would love to keep him on the practice squad, but we got a lot of talent, and that talent could come up. Tom Kennedy, to me, has shown that he belongs in the NFL. So even if it's not with our team, I hope no team sleeps on Tom Kennedy. So I could agree with that. That battle, the top 5, they're there. But right now it's a battle for 6, for number 6. And then I would say add a couple to the practice squad. I'm not sure. Can the practice squad still be 16 players? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, Coda is cold as well. He cold as well. Tight ends, Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, and James Mitchell, which means that we would kick out Zane Zylstra. Okay, so our picks from last year, okay, I can see that. I can see that. Offensive line, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Panay Sewell, Graham Glasgow, Jonah Jackson, Matt Nelson, Halapalooty Vaitai, let's go, Kobe Sorensdal, and Coyote Awusika. So that's going to be 26 players on offense. Now we're going to move along to the defense. Defensive line, Hutchinson, Houston, Romeo O, Charles Harris, Josh Pascal, Aleem McNeil, John Kaminsky, Isaiah Buggs, Broderick Martin. Okay. Romeo O and Charles could both be cut. I know Romeo just took a pay cut, but the competition that he has, I'm not sure they can outwork Romeo, but Charles could be cut. So I'm going to say, for the most part, I agree with that. He has, Levi Onwuzurike and Julian do not make the cut. They are cut. Okay, I can see that. Wow. So that'll be Brad Holmes' first major failure as general manager. Linebackers, Anzalone, Rodriguez, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Anthony Pittman, Jalen Reeves, Mabin. That sounds like our entire locker room or linebacker room right there. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Cornerbacks, Cameron Sutton, CJ GJ, Emmanuel Mosley, Jerry Jacobs, Will Harris, and Braylon called it Starling Thomas V. Wow, Braylon with the prediction. Well, there you go. And safeties, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. So that means Savion Smith, Ife Melifonwu, we already talked about them not making the team. Michael Badgley, under specialist, Jack Fox, and Jake McQuaid, the lone snapper we have on the team. Here's his prediction for the 16-man practice squad. So it's still at 16. Y'all ready? I got to run down these. Let me know what you think. Connor Gavin, who is a undrafted free agent. Chase Lucas, the cornerback that we drafted last year. Mac McCain, Jamar Jefferson, Adrian Martinez, Chase Cota, Trevor Nowalski, Zach Morton, Brandon Joseph, Derek Deese Jr., Zane Zylstra, Brad Cecil, Ross Pierschenbacher, Maurice Alexander, Isaac Darkangelo, and number 16, he says Tom Kennedy or Easy if Kennedy starts the season on the 53-man roster. So what do y'all think about that? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. We would have some depth at QB. Jamar would be on the practice squad. We would still keep Zane. I think Derek Deese, I don't know if he makes. We might cut him for somebody else. We might, because we are, that'd be 5 tight ends. And we cut him last year. So what do y'all think of that? Kennedy should have started last year. Tight end by committee was the start last year, and it worked pretty well. Put Iffy back at corner. You know what, Solomon? I think that would be better than cutting him. I really would. And if Will Harris beats out Iffy, hey, Will Harris, he's one of the few Matt Patricia picks that's hanging around. How crazy is that? He's like the new Miles Killebrew. So that is our 53-man roster prediction. Let me know what you think in the comments below.